Good morning, people. Here we are again. September 3rd, 2022. Friday morning. It's Friday, right? Or Saturday morning? Saturday morning. Losing track of my days. Heavy rains all night and most of the morning here. So as expected, here we are. Again. It's about ankle deep. So I'm here with Lady Jazz. Sorry about that. I had to move the umbrella so I could do it. And so we're gonna walk our way through here. So I'm gonna pause. No, I'm not. Just hang on to me, babe. I'm gonna hold this camera, and hopefully I won't spill it. And we're just gonna walk on the sandbags.
Okay.
So just hold on to me tight. We're gonna walk through this. We got our little water slippers on, and then I'm gonna walk and talk.
Woo!
So yesterday we were here, and you're either going to have seen that video already, or I'm going to attach it to this one. And over here, directly ahead, the water, I was told we bagged it up successfully, where we bagged it, but the water's coming in between the bags to the left. And the bag's right there under that big bamboo tree. I'd point, but I have both hands full. I'm gonna walk slowly as I talk and look down so I don't stumble and fall in and get myself wet. So anyway, forgive me if I repeat myself, because sometimes I can't remember when I said and what I said. Thank goodness for videos nowadays. Well, I need to talk when I'm stationary. Okay, so you can see where the water's moving quickly here. Straight ahead, this is Nana Elita's property. It's coming in through there, and it's leaking on the other side of the boundary wall, to the left of the boundary wall, straight into that bamboo tree. That's where it's coming over. We haven't bagged that up at all. We haven't done anything there as I continue to walk. I'm a living example of contrariness to myself, what I say. Anyway, it's probably funny to look at. I'm laying here with an umbrella in one hand, a camera in the other hand, looking down, looking up, and trying to make my way here. So you see it coming through there. So anyway, what I was about to say is I'm gonna, in the future, build this boundary wall up. This was as high as I was gonna have it. I'm glad we left the rebar sticking up like we did, just in case we decided to change our minds. Which I have. I've changed it. I'm gonna bring it up probably about 2 blocks more at the most, 3, but probably 2 blocks more because of that water coming in through Nana's property. Then I'm gonna bring the wall and I'm gonna go straight with that, straight ahead to the left up to the canal where you can see where Lady Jazz is walking. The water's there, and the wall is gonna go there to the creek. And then we're going to bring it from that point down to the bridge, and that's going to keep the wall off of this property here. And I'll probably have to do the same here from this corner of the bridge, because you see where the water is high now, all the way over there, just to keep it off the property. Bring it up 2 to 3, probably 3 blocks high wall there. Again, in the future, we're just living through this, as I keep saying. And the whole property, it's a rectangular shape. I've said this before, we're gonna put a wall up around it. I think we had talked about it's gonna be 6 blocks high. And then we're gonna put some other security measures over there. So all the way around the property. And that's gonna take care of our water issues on the outside. What gets inside is just in the rain, and about a half a day, the land absorbs it. I've said that before too, but this is a lot for new subscribers. So there's Jesse the foreman, Nelson, Brother Jay. So we're gonna pause it for a moment here. Okay, so I just wanted to show everyone, new subscribers and people who've been watching for a while, our temporary fixes are working as they're supposed to, as we had hoped. Here you see how we bagged it up. If the water gets any higher though, it's going to breach over it, but for now, here we are. Everything is in place, the temporary fixes, until the money comes through and we can move towards getting this baby done, and then starting our wall here and going that way. Get that wall in place first. That'll alleviate any concerns of the water going over here. The walls I was talking about earlier in this video here are going to come at a later date. Just we'll live with this. We'll come around here to the property here. You can see where the water's coming here. And so eventually, as you can see, this is why we're living through it. So I can see I'm on to where my property is, like maybe 3 block high here, wall here, there. Cement's like 219 pesos a bag. So peso rate's 56 pesos to $1. So $4 or $5 a bag, whatever. But that's cement there, and any sand, and any, depending on the size of load you get. So it's an expense. It's not a super high expense, but it's something eventually it's going to protect us and just keep the water channel where it's supposed to go and keep it off of our property. And this will no longer be a wetland, only when it rains like this. And I grew up in Louisiana for like 4.5 years of my high school years, and this was our yard was like this when it rained. But over there, it took a long time, a week or two, for the water to be absorbed because it was like red clay. Over here, the land absorbs it fairly quickly, as long as it stops raining. But if it continues to rain continually, then it'll be here. But this, to me, this is normal. I've lived with this before. So, and also the plan, just to refresh everyone, or news for everyone, we're going to haul in dirt over here because this is the low part of the land on this side. Bit by bit, step by step, ever forward. Here previously we'd brought in some to fill this area in, but it turned out to be lahar, which is mixed sand and ashes from the volcano. They call it lahar. We told them we wanted dirt. They delivered lahar, and we're like, what is this? And they said, oh. So anyway, that was a misunderstanding. Here we need to say soil if we want what in America we call dirt. You need to say soil. So anyway, but we've used this for other things, purposes, because that's, you can't grow much stuff in this stuff. Okay, that's still remaining of the engineer's gravel. And there's the home. Got to get rid of that dog. I think that's the mangy one. Anyway, so we just wanted to come by and see, because it rained heavily yesterday and it rained heavily again. Actually, the last 2 days, off and on, but pretty steady. So this is what we're looking at. I just wanted to see, hey, is it working? So it's working. Hopefully the rains are going to like lessen now that the storm is past the Philippines, moving away from us, and we can move forward. I hope you stay tuned with us, because there's going to be some other news coming up over the course of the next several days to the week. Probably update people on some ongoing situations that we're dealing with, the house, the land, and everything else. Update you. We want to be as transparent as we can. I don't want to do too much editing stuff, because, you know, it's real life. Life, you can't stop it, you can't rewind it, you can't pause it. You just got to move forward. So that's what we're going to do, ever forward. For new subscribers, real quick, the plan is to cement probably where my truck is at, because that's a high land in the future, and cement here like a little bridge here, mini bridge like the one I got behind me right there, because that's where the water flows. I don't want to block that water and let it set in our neighbor's land. I'm not that harsh. So basically a little small little culvert bridge, cement, and cement it all the way up here to fix that issue here, and eventually all the way up to this cement bridge, and eventually from the edge of the bridge all the way to the house. Again, time to do that is not now. We're waiting for funding. We have some property that we're waiting to sell. We thought we sold it. It was all the way up to the last minute, and then buyer pulled out and had to change of plans, change of heart. So that's why we're kind of like here right now where we're at. So, but LaRock, me, I always have a plan. So I'm working through some things as I'm living through life here and dealing with all of these things here. Okay? Life. Gotta enjoy it. It's a gift from God. It's my belief, and that's the way I see it. It's not mine to take, it's mine to live and be gracious and thankful. So this is what we're doing. It's fun. I'm frustrated at times, she's frustrated at times. But like I said, this is life. You gotta, look at that water run. You know, if I was a young'un, I'd be in this thing here. I'd be swimming. I swam in dirty, muddier water than this when I was a young man. Young boy, out in the fields, Louisiana. Watermelon fields and hay fields and everything else. Had a lot of hard work when I was a kid. My high school years when I moved to Louisiana. That's why I joined the Navy. I didn't want to do that stuff anymore. But yeah, anyway, so some of our future videos coming. We'll try and update you where we can with what information we're allowed to speak to and which information we're not. So you kind of see where things are going if you've been watching my videos. So just what we have to deal with. You can have the best laid plans, and all it takes is one little monkey to throw a wrench in there and mess it all up. But we're going to get through it. Okay, I'll stop here and I'll see if I can get an update on the house in a minute. It's been hard the last few days. There's been a lot of loud noise. There's cutting going on and sawing going on and hammering going on to get anything, and I wanted to stay out of their way. They were trying to get to a certain point before the end of the week here. So my apologies there if I've not been able to take any good footage. Like I told you before, amateur at best. I'll say this one thing, and I'll maybe say this in another intro, a different video. Our channel, it was not intended to be an instructional instructional channel. I'm not here, I'm not much of a teacher, I'm not here, I don't know anything much about house building, so I'm basically just kind of showing our lives as we're making our way here in the Philippines, me, Lady Jazz, and the children. And so, you know, and just kind of show what we're living with, what we're going through, and things of that nature. So I have a communications problem between me and the workers. English is not spoken very well here or understood here with the group. They're a good team, they're a great team, they know what they're doing. I'm watching them and I'm seeing it, and I'm talking with other people who know better than me. The work is good and everything's moving forward. It's just the interpretation between them through Lady Jazz to me, and you know, usually it's hard to understand people in my own language sometimes when you're talking things you're not sure on information, you're not as well educated on what's going on at the time, i.e. construction stuff. So I'm just trying to get an update and follow on what's going through. So I'm okay with just kind of showing you the progress of the home. Again, I'll give a shout out to Building in the Philippines with Greg and Wilma. He's very good at with his videos and his home build, very informative. He's got great communications with his team there. So he gives very good information, detailed information on his build. That's you definitely check them out if you haven't checked them out already. Me, it's just purely lifestyle, family, entertainment kind of stuff. I'm not sure what you can learn here other than see what we're dealing with, what we're going through. Hopefully get some enjoyment out of the videos and some entertainment and stuff like that. Okay, I just wanted to be upfront about that here. So I hope you stay with us and keep checking us out and keep watching our videos, hitting that like button, that helps. Watching the videos all the way through, that helps us with growing our channel. We're up to 263 subscribers, so that's a good thing for us. We're over 1,000 watch time hours. We need 4,000 watch time hours to monetize the channel, and that's really not for me about monetizing the channel. It's more so for Lady Jazz when I'm not around. I'm a mean 61 looking at a sweet 62 soon. So, you know, I'm not going to be around forever. So maybe if this channel can grow and it'll help her out when I'm no longer around here. You know, just something for her to do and bring some income in as well, amongst other things. But anyway, so that's the only reason why I care about monetizing the channel. I just want to be upfront about that. It's for her when I'm no longer around. There's not a lot of things that can be put in place. Our relationship's fairly new, so I had set up and planned my life to be entirely different. But that changed last October when we met. And so, anyhow, I won't bore you anymore with that. I'll say that for another video. We have been planning, before I sign off, to do some type of more of a better, more in-depth introduction video. Just life. We got a full life here, and it's hard to set aside some time. Like I said, it's me, Jazz, Sabrina, EJ, one on the way, and then we have the house building. We have some land things going on, so we have a lot going on. School's back up now and everything, so whew, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to it, and we're learning as we go. So appreciate your patience, understanding, appreciate your viewership, your subscriptions, and you're watching what's going on with us and how we're dealing through it and what we're going through. Because in the end, it's going to be one good chuckle. Toss back a few brewskis and laugh about it and watch some videos and say, oh, remember when? Put on some Alan Jackson. Remember when? Okay then, let me stop this video. All right, thanks for joining us, and until the next one, rolling with the Jazz. I'm the Rock and she's Jazz. Together we are the Jazz. Ciao, babe. Oh man, why aren't you helping that lady? Because she's independent. She don't like help. She wants to come around and do it herself. She's the one that climbs up those shaky stairs when she ought not to. And doing all those crazy things that make me mad and angry and stuff. Yeah, you sexy preggy. Okay, we're gonna go to the house. I'm gonna pause it and we'll start it up when we get there. I'm just taking this shot from inside the house, the back bedroom window that's not in place yet. These are the bags we had put in place, Brother Nilo. And looks like the water's not seeping in as fast as it usually is. I do notice a leak here and there, but you can't plug everything. So again, the water, once it stops to rain, the water will be absorbed fairly quickly. And the future wall that's going to go up is going to prevent all this. And the neighbor's property is going to continue on as it is. I'm not causing them any problems. They already have that issue over there. So I'm just going to keep the water coming in to our property. Let me skim around this way a little bit slowly. And then back here, there's no issue with the creek. It's far enough down. It goes over this hill and it goes down. So there's no issue right now with the creek coming up high enough to flood the land. If there was, it would be back here. But again, we're going to be enclosed in one giant wall, one big huge wall. It's not going to go up super high, but it's high enough to where the water won't flood into the property. And then we just deal with it when it rains like this, which is okay. And then a few hours after the rain gone, the land will absorb it and soak it up. There's Mass 1 sand still there, waiting for me to use it. Just giving a quick different look while it rains. We're waiting for the municipal engineer to show up. He said after lunch he's going to show up and do an inspection of the house. This is for our permit. Yes, in case you joined us late, we don't have a permit yet. Yet we're into the 4th month of the build. Oh, that's all I'm going to say. Things are done differently here, but still, you're still supposed to have that in place, and we thought it was in place. We discovered by asking questions that it wasn't. I did not ask the question soon enough. So now we're dealing with the aftermath of that. So all to come in the future. All to come in the future. There's our solar panel light. We got 2 on this property here, right there. And we got 1 at the front with the initial driveway, so at night we can see to pull in. That's just a temporary CR for the workers. It's going to come down once they're done. There was the original one, and they had issues with it, so they did a temporary one here. Again, kudos to the Filipino people, especially this team here, with the conditions they've had to live in and work in. Couldn't be more prouder than a group of guys. In fact, I'm not more proud of anybody else right now than them guys, man, because they've been putting up and dealing with a lot more than a normal American worker would deal with. They've been troopers through it all. So we like to take care of them when we can, do what we can for them when we can. That's the team from the foreman on down that's working here. They have my kudos. Nothing but respect. Okay, folks, let me stop here and tag it on to another video.